Hello, it's Simon Zutshi here. I'm the founder of the Property Investors Network and author of Property Magic, the #1 best-selling property book on Amazon. And in this short video, I wanted to share with you how you can do more joint ventures in property. And joint ventures is a bit of a hot buzzword at the moment because essentially what it means is you can do more deals working with other people than you can do on your own with your own resources. Now, you might think, what can you do? How can you do joint ventures? So maybe you've got funds to invest, but you just don't have time or knowledge about how to find great deals. Maybe you could find great deals, but you don't have funds. So when you're looking to do a joint venture, the first important thing is to work out, what are you looking for? What resource is scarce for you? Maybe it's time, maybe it's money, maybe it's experience. So what do you need? Then also, the next step is you need to think, what can you offer a potential joint venture partner? Sometimes I meet people who've got no time, no money, no experience, and they're looking for partners to join them. And you kind of think, well, why would someone want to work with you? So you've got to have some value you can bring to the other party. Now, one of the easiest and quickest things for you to gain is knowledge and experience, because investing in property is actually quite straightforward. But some people seem to find it's a bit mysterious, a bit of a black art. Well, you know, you can make mistakes in property, and you've got to know what you're doing. But the great news is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There are people like myself who've been investing for many, many years, and believe me, I've made lots of mistakes. The benefit is you don't have to make mistakes if you learn from me. So in a very short amount of time, you can get the knowledge, the skills. If you go and apply that knowledge, you can actually find great deals. And I found there are lots of people out there right now who've got money in the bank, earning a really poor interest rate, and they're desperate to get a better return on their money. So whether maybe you're borrowing funds from people to give them a really high interest rate, or maybe you're doing joint ventures, whereby you put money into the deal, you put time in and effort, and between you, you have a partnership that works for everyone. So let me give you some examples. For example, I find lots of great deals, and I'm always getting deals offered to me, more than I could personally do on my own. So I work with joint venture partners to use their money. And very often, I will say to a joint venture partner, what we'll do, we'll put the property in your name, Mr. or Mrs. Partner, so that you're protected. And what often will happen is they'll put all the money in, I'll find the deal, and we'll get all the work done. Now, typically, these are deals we might buy at 10, 20, 30% off the market value. And where possible, we'll refinance the property and get the money out at some point in the future. So the partner has got the security, the property's in their name, and you think it happens to me? Well, they've got it all. And I'd have what's called a deed of trust to say that actually I have an interest in the property. And the way we often do it is we say, well, we'll split the cash flow. And if there's no cash flow, we split the responsibility and the risk, but then also we split the equity. So it's a great way for me doing more deals than I could possibly do on my own by bringing other partners in. The partner gets the benefit of they get my experience and I bring the deal to them. So working with other people really is a smart thing to do. You see, one of the biggest challenges that I believe stop people investing in property, they say, I haven't got money, or I haven't got time, or I haven't got expertise. Well, all of those can be found in joint venture partners. So by working with other people, you can achieve a lot more than on your own. Now, to find joint venture partners, one of the things you can do is go to property networking events, property seminars, because people who are at those are interested in property, but they may not have the same knowledge, time, or experience. So first of all, look to find people who might be suitable partners. Then you need to meet them, and you're not going to jump into bed with someone straight away. If you're going to have a partnership, you need to get to know them, make sure you've got similar values. And a great question to ask potential partners is, what's important to you? And make sure what's important to them is also important to you. So once you've established these relationships and you understand what you bring to the table and what they bring to the table, you can start looking for deals between you. When you find a deal, it's important to act quickly. So you need to make sure if you're working with a partner, they understand that speed is critical and they're ready to go, they're ready to move. So maybe someone else is putting the money in for you. Have they got the money available now? Or do they need to remortgage a property to get that available funds? Are they registered with your solicitor so they're ready to move as soon as you find a great deal? Likewise, if you're the person who's got the money, the people who are finding the deals, do they really know what they're doing? Do they have the expertise to bring great deals to you? And you still need to know how to assess a deal to make sure it's something you want to get involved in. Whenever you enter into a joint venture agreement, it's really important to put it down in writing so you know exactly who's doing what are the timescales, what are the exit strategies, what do you do if something goes wrong? And by putting it in black and white, it saves any confusion. There's complete clarity so everyone knows what's going on. Now, you can go to solicitors to draw up that contracts, and you may want to do that. Personally, because I'm very experienced in property, I don't tend to do that. But I do make sure there's a really clear written agreement so everyone understands their obligations, commitments, and rewards, and how those rewards are going to be shared. So, just to recap, think about what resources do you have you could offer other people? What resources are you lacking? Those are the kind of partners you need to work with. Find people, build up a relationship, make sure you think you're going to be able to work together. When you find a deal, get it documented. Make sure it's really clear on who's doing what. And once you get your first joint venture underway, it's very simple to do further joint ventures. So I'd encourage you to go out there, get to property network meetings, get to property seminars, mix with other like-minded people with whom you could work. I do hope it's been useful to help you show how you can benefit from joint ventures in property.